Hello, Magic Casters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my spellbook, and thank you for checking out the 67th episode of our second level spell series. Today we are looking at a fairly requested spell, oddly enough. We're going to be looking at Silence, which has been a staple in the D&D spell mythos for quite some time, and it is usable by the Bard, Cleric, and the Ranger, and it is naturally found in the Player's Handbook. This has been one of my all-time favorite spells throughout the course of D&D, both the actual tabletop RPG and the video game equivalents of it. Just a great spell. I hope you'll get a kick out of it. It's pretty easy to figure out what it does, but we'll talk about that in a little bit here. That being said, let's take a quick moment and look at its mechanics. The effect at a glance is as followed. Create a sphere. No sound can be created within or pass through it. Anything within it is immune to thunder damage, deafened, and cannot cast verbal components. The cast time is one action, and this can be ritual casted to great effect. The range is 120 feet, but the actual area of effect is a 20-foot radius, which is actually pretty massive for a second level spell. The duration is 10 minutes, but sadly it is concentration. The components are only verbal and somatic, which is super nice, and the school is illusion. Now let's take a look at its full description and probe into this a little bit deeper. For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot sphere centered on a point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible there. Very interesting stuff. Now, naturally, in terms of that not being able to cast a verbal component section, there are certainly ways around that. The most notable is Subtle Spell, but I've heard a lot of creative ways around it. Some DMs rule that telepathy can in fact cover for verbal components. I personally don't allow it, but I have known others to, so run it past your DM. You might be able to swing it so it's allowed, but just don't hold my word on it. Now, if you're curious about that deafened condition, it reads as the following. A deafened creature can't hear and automatically fails any ability check that requires hearing. Now, that kind of makes logical sense, right? I don't know, it's pretty cool. I do like the fact that this affects objects, and that's going to be rather important later on. That being said, let's actually take a moment and look into those alternative uses. So one of my personal favorites is using this as a way to undermine authority. You could do it in kind of a joking way, but in a more serious matter, this could quite possibly prevent a king, lord, noble, guard, what have you, from alerting others to something that's going on. If you combine this with something like Magic Mouth or Prestidigitation or any one of the kind of more illusion speaking related spells, there's a good chance you could actually twist their words and make it seem like they're saying something they're actually not without quite resorting to full illusion. Very interesting stuff, needless to say. Outside of that, another great use of this that I've actually seen is using this to keep bards quiet. This is more so for kind of like munchkins and overall just murder hobo-y type people. Anyways, if you want a surefire way to stop them from derailing a campaign, this is a great way of doing it. And then moreover, if you are about to trigger an alarm or already have or something of that nature, then this is a great way of making sure you don't get caught. Ultimately, I really like this spell. I think there's a lot of upside to it. That being said, if you have any alternative uses, ideas, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, please put them down beneath in the comments section. I really do appreciate it. That being said, if you like that cool hand-drawn Dragonborn and you'd like your own hand-drawn D&D picture, please check out the Guildhall to figure out exactly how to do that. That being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy casting, everyone.